That's where it begins. Not in the crowd, not in the noise, but in the quiet corners of your mind where your demons whisper. You stand there, alone, staring at the reflection of everything you've been, and everything you refuse to remain. The world doesn't see this version of you. They only see the physique, the power, the grind. But what they don't see are the nights when you fought yourself to stay consistent, when you trained through exhaustion, when you rebuilt your purpose from nothing. This is your silent rebirth. The moment when pain stops being your enemy and becomes your weapon. Every warrior reaches a point where breaking feels easier than continuing. Where the mind screams, stop, but the heart whispers, just one more rep. That's where transformation begins, not in comfort but in chaos. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when your muscles tremble, when your breath burns, when your will is tested beyond reason. That's when the real you is forged, not built in a day, but sculpted through consistency. Most people want results without scars. But every scar you earn tells a story of resilience, of pain turned into purpose. When you walk into that gym, you're not just lifting weights. You're lifting your limits, your fears, your past self, over and over again. Focus isn't loud. It doesn't need to scream. It whispers, stay locked in. In this world of distractions, focus is rebellion. It's choosing to grind when others scroll, to train when others rest, to build when others dream. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your silence is your signature. Your progress is your reply. When you train in stillness, you're not escaping the world, you're conquering it from within. The mind and body are not separate. They are one, and both are sculpted in the same place, under pressure. Every drop of sweat is a reminder, you're not who you were yesterday. You're evolving quietly, piece by piece, rep by rep. Pain. Most run from it. But you've learned to face it, to embrace it, to use it. Pain teaches what comfort never could. It shows you your boundaries, then dares you to cross them. It reminds you that growth is not found in ease, but in endurance. The body screams, but the mind commands. And in that war, you find your truth. You are stronger than the pain that built you. Don't curse the struggle. Thank it. Because without it, you would never know what strength feels like. Without the burn, you never know what growth tastes like. The gym is your battlefield, your therapy, your rebirth. And every session is another chance to meet the stronger version of yourself. Motivation fades, discipline remains. There are days when you won't feel it. Days when the fire burns low. But that's when the real warriors rise, not because they want to, but because they must. Discipline is not a mood, it's a lifestyle. It's the quiet promise you made to yourself when no one was watching. It's the early morning grind, the late night session, the repetition that builds the unbreakable. When others stop, you keep going. Because discipline is not about what you do once. It's about what you do every single day, even when no one claps for you. The real transformation happens when no one is watching, when it's just you, the weight, and the will to keep going. You've been through storms, through setbacks, through failure. But here you are, still standing, still fighting, still hungry. The world may not understand your fire, but it's not meant for them. It's yours, born in silence, fed by pain, and fueled by purpose. You are the architect of your destiny, the sculptor of your physique, the commander of your soul. Every lift, every breath, every drop of effort, it all adds up. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that the person you became is far greater than the one you set out to be. Your strength was never just physical. It was forged in your spirit, in your heart, in your silence. The silent ones, the consistent, the focused, the disciplined, they don't chase attention. They chase evolution. So let the noise fade. Let the world watch from a distance. Because when the dust settles, only one truth will remain. You were reborn in the fire of your own will. You didn't need the world's approval. You needed your own. And now, you stand stronger, sharper, unbreakable. This is your silent rebirth. And it's only the beginning. This is your silent rebirth. And it's only the beginning. Because the man who stands here now is not the same one who started. The old version of you, The one who doubted, who hesitated, who broke under pressure, he's gone. Buried under the weight of your own evolution. You have stepped out of the fire, not burned, but forged. Every scar you carry now glows like armor, proof that the pain didn't destroy you, it refined you. You've been reborn, not softer, not cleaner, but sharper, harder, truer. Most people will never understand what it means to be reborn in silence. They think transformation happens in a moment of glory. But real rebirth happens in the shadows. It's in the early mornings when the world still sleeps. In the quiet pain of every rep. In the breathe before the lift. In the stare into your reflection that asks one question. Who will you be today? That's where the warrior rises. Not under the spotlight, but in the dark. Where no one claps, no one cheers. Where it's just you, your will, and your destiny. Your body will follow wherever your mind leads. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will crumble. But when your mind becomes a fortress, unshaken, unbent, no weight, no challenge, no failure can stop you. You've learned that muscle without mentality is hollow. True strength begins in the brain. In that invisible war where doubt fights desire. And discipline wins every time. You are not training your body alone. You are training your purpose. You are sharpening your will into something unstoppable. Every rep is a message to the universe. I refuse to be average. This rebirth is not about starting over. It's about starting stronger. It's about walking back into the same arena that once broke you, and conquering it this time. Because now you don't move from ego, you move from purpose. You don't chase validation, you chase victory over yourself. You don't fear failure, you've already faced it and survived. The fire that once tried to burn you, now burns for you. It fuels you. It drives you. And it will not stop until your name echoes as a symbol of resilience. Every drop of sweat you shed from this point forward is not just effort, it's a declaration. You are not done. You are evolving. This is your rebirth era. Greatness doesn't need an announcement. It doesn't need noise. It grows quietly, patiently, while the world sleeps. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them laugh at your obsession. Because one day, they'll look back at your journey and realize that every moment they ignored was another brick in the empire you were building. You don't need applause when you've built respect. You don't need fame when you've earned self-control. You don't need motivation when you've mastered discipline. Your silence is not emptiness. It's focus, precision, and power in its purest form. There's something primal in you now. Something ancient. The kind of drive that doesn't come from the surface. It comes from your roots. You carry the DNA of warriors. The instinct of survivors. The spirit of those who refused to quit when life demanded surrender. You've become part of that lineage. The ones who don't bow to fear. Who don't wait for motivation. Who live and die by one code: rise again. Every time you fall, you rise stronger. Every time you fail, you return sharper. Every setback is now your teacher. Every defeat, a chapter, not an ending. You are unbreakable, not because you never broke, but because you never stayed broken. You've entered a phase where consistency is your identity. The grind isn't punishment, it's freedom. The gym isn't a place, it's a battlefield. Where you meet your weakness, and you destroy it, every single day. Your body is no longer a project, it's your message to the world. It speaks louder than words. It tells a story of sacrifice, pain, patience, and rebirth. You've learned that motivation is temporary. But mastery is eternal. You don't chase energy, you create it. You don't chase hype, you chase growth. And that's what makes you different. That's what makes you dangerous. This is your silent rebirth. But this time, it's not just survival, it's domination. You've been through the shadows, through the pain, through the storms. And you've emerged with something no one can take: clarity. Now every goal you set will fall. Every limit you meet will bend. Every challenge you face will break.